The areas you see off to the left and right hand side of the train were the site of go-kart tracks. Renovation of this area started in May of 2016, and the asphalt and concrete were removed. Over 65 dump trucks loaded with topsoil were brought in to bring the area to a natural state to create 2 new pastures. And now we would like to draw your attention off to the right-hand side of the train, where we have a pasture of aoudad. These aoudad can only be seen on the safari train ride. The aoudad is known also as the Barbary sheep. The aoudad closely resembles the bighorn sheep. Both males and females have outward curved horns. Male horns, that can be twice as large as female horns, can measure up to 33 inches. Aoudad live in the northern African mountains. They are excellent climbers and can clear a 6.5-foot obstacle with ease from a standing start.
Charlie Choo-choo train. Bobby is riding the choo-choo train.
The area we are now entering is our Serengeti pasture, which holds multi-species of animals. Currently, home of the zebra and wildebeest. Once again, we remind you to please remain seated at all times. The wildebeest from Africa is most well known for their extremely large herds that migrate throughout South and Central Africa. Herds of hundreds of thousands of these animals are well documented crossing dangerous crocodile-infested rivers. While a majority of these animals survive these crossings, many of these will lose their lives to these prehistoric crocodilians. Wildebeest are seasonal breeders, breeding in early fall and calving when the spring rains return to the drought-ridden areas of Central Africa. It's also interesting to see how the wildebeest and the zebra share the land and work together to alert each other to the dangers of the large predators of Africa. Zebras are a member of the equine family and represent true wild equines. There are several species of zebras, your grand zebra being the smallest of the family, and the largest being the Grevy zebra. Zebras, like horses, are considered to be very intelligent and form fairly tight family bonds. Male zebras can be very aggressive when it comes to defending and protecting his mares. The kick of a zebra has been known to break the jaw of a lion and is not an animal to be underestimated. Mares are extremely protective of their foals. The large herds of zebra inhabit the Serengeti region of Africa. Zebras live 20 to 25 years and are one of the most recognizable species on the planet due to their unique striping pattern. Every zebra is an individual and can be identified by its unique pattern of stripes, just as you would be able to identify a human by their fingerprint. As we continue on our safari journey today, we remind you once again to please remain seated at all times. The relocation and the new development of Timbavati started May 1st of 2011 and continues to be a work in progress. Coming up on the left-hand side of the train is the gray curassow bird. The curassow bird is a large pheasant-like bird from the neotropical rainforests. Male birds are black with curly crests and yellow beaks. Females come in 3 color morphs: Baird, rufous, and black. These birds form small groups, foraging mainly on the ground for fruits and arthropods. This species is threatened by the loss of habitat and hunting and are considered vulnerable.
You see the bird?
The area we are now entering was previously baseball diamonds. It now has giraffes, camels, kangaroos, and a variety of African antelope. More displays will be built along the tracks as we progress into the future. Through the gate up ahead, we are now going to be entering into the antelope pasture. I remind you to please remain seated at all times. This will be a feeding opportunity for those of you who have purchased carrots. Please only use 1 carrot stick at a time. Hold it at one end and allow the animal to take the carrot from your fingertips. This should go without saying, but please do not under any circumstance put your hands inside the animal's mouth, attempt to grab their horns, or touch the animals. This is for your safety and the safety of others. Parents and adults, please supervise children at all times. And once again, please remain seated on the train. You are now entering our multi-species pasture. Our first species is the kudu, being one of the tallest antelope, are one of the more striking and elegant of the antelope with their very large ears and their long spiral horns. The nilgai antelope is the only antelope in this pasture that does not come from Africa and represents one of only 2 antelope species from India. The female nilgai are a tawny brown color with white striped stockings above their hooves. The bull begins to turn a slated blue color at approximately 2 years of age. He will grow 2 short horns approximately 10 inches long and will defend his territory and his challenges by dropping to his knees and using their spikes, thus creating a formidable defense. The rhea is the 3rd largest rat-type and flightless bird native to South America, related to the ostrich and emu. There were formerly 2, but now 3 recognized extant species: the greater or American rhea, the lesser or Darwin's rhea, and the puna rhea. The greater and puna rheas are currently rated as near threatened in their native ranges, while Darwin's rhea is at least considered.
Hola. Hola. Hola.
What is it? This is a nilgai.
All of them are coming here. Look at them.
It's called a what? Without horns are female. Horns without horns. So yeah, but what do they call nilgai?
Hola. Hola.
There's the babies.
They're not mating. Excuse me, they're not mating.
There's
No.
baby.
Look at them. They're all coming here. Look at them.
Hola.
Hi.
Hola. 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 Hola.
Hello.
Hola.
They also come, huh? Look at them. They're many.
We now want to focus your attention off to the right-hand side of the train to this rare bird, the white emu. Here
Oh,
at
it's an
Timbavati, we have an exception to the emu family. This white-colored mutation makes this a very rare find in North America. Of the 30 that exist in North America, 10 reside here at Timbavati. To the best of our knowledge, you cannot see any of these birds on public display in North America other than Timbavati. This 3-toed, long-legged, and long-necked rat-type from Australia is a flightless bird whose wings are only 6 inches long, but they can reach a height of up to 6 feet tall. Unlike their close relatives the ostrich and rheas, which have a tendency to be more temperamental, emus demonstrate a more docile characteristic and can become quite friendly. Emus are good hunters and will typically not pass up a meal of mice, snakes, or lizards. The next 2 exhibits you will see off to the right-hand side of the train will be the red kangaroos and the African spur-thighed tortoise. The red kangaroo is the largest of the macropods. The smallest of the macropods would be the different varieties of wallabies. The intermediate macropods are referred to as wallaroos. There are several species of kangaroos that can climb trees, and these are referred to as tree kangaroos, primarily found in eastern Australia. Red kangaroo males grow much larger than the females and can get to be 200 pounds and grow to be 6 feet tall. Kangaroos are marsupials. The babies are born very premature. Blind, hairless, and limbs hardly develop, they are born after a very short gestation period. With the help of the mother, they are inserted into the pouch and remain there for 7 months. It's not until the 5th month of development that they begin to grow hair. They will then stay in the mother's pouch for 2 more months. At this point, they emerge from the pouch and re-enter the pouch for about 2 to 3 weeks until the mother weans the infant off, which at that point, they are now old enough to join the mob. The African spur-thighed tortoise is the 3rd largest land tortoise in the world.
I didn't know that.
They can weigh up to 200 pounds and live up to 100 years. These animals are one of the great survivors of the planet and survived the mass extinction 65 million years ago that wiped out the dinosaurs. One of the main differences between a tortoise and a turtle is tortoises are land dwellers and turtles are aquatic. In southern Africa, where these tortoises live, they graze in the early mornings and throughout the day, then return to their burrows before dark. The train will now be stopping at our giraffe and camel feeding station. We would like to remind those of you that have purchased only a train ticket that you may get off at this time and feed the giraffe and camels. We ask that you return to the train when it departs for the main station. For those of you that have not purchased carrots and wish to feed the animals, you may purchase carrots here at the feed counter. Once again, parents and adults, please supervise your children and do not stick your hand directly into the mouth of the animals. Hold your carrot by the tip of your finger and let the animal take the carrot with its tongue. Enjoy your close encounter with the world's tallest mammal, and don't forget to feed the camels, the ships of the desert.
The what of the desert?
Look at the camera, really sexy. Ah, the giraffe. Sexy.
I saw giraffe on the TV. There's so many.
Yeah.
And they're like
We're done feeding him. We feed him already, huh? Noah? We're done? Oh,
It's
don't
up by
throw it
you.
out.
It's up by you. This
Huh?
cup is up by you.
Get it? No, Charlie. Come on. We're going now.
Welcome back aboard Old Engine Number 9. Before we leave the station, notice the stone barrier that surrounds the giraffe area. The fence is 5.5 feet tall, approximately 6.5 feet wide, and 800 feet in length. All assembled by one person and his pet bobcat in 30 days. We highly recommend you don't try this at home.
Remember? You can remember, Charlie? Say hi to the giraffe. Say
Hola.
huh?
Hola.
Hola.
Look, his tongue is out. Look.
He's so funny. He's so funny.
Huh?
He's so funny.
It's funny.
Yes.
It used to be a go-kart place and they changed it.
What? What's in there?
Off to your right are some of the large cats of the world. Our feline building includes African lions, tigers, cougars, Siberian lynx, clouded leopards, and white tigers. This 15,000 square foot complex was the first building erected in the summer of 2011 and sits right in the center of the park. For those of you that have not been in the park yet, there are over 300 birds and animals representing over 65 species. Off to the left-hand side of the train from a different angle is the Serengeti pasture that we saw at the beginning of our journey today. across the bridge, and our newest attraction for 2017 is our feeding deck. This is an attraction that can be only seen on the Safari train ride. Here you can feed the eland, nilgai, and kudu. We also highly recommend you visit some of our other very popular attractions throughout the park, including our wildlife nursery, our interactive wildlife presentation, pig races, camel rides, petting zoos, flower gardens, and don't miss our very popular spider monkey exhibit and parakeet encounter.